my name is Lauren, and welcome to my 3 steps to making it through the first year of parenting. Now, you may have just gotten back from the hospital, or you may have been back for a while. Either way, you probably have a couple questions and you may be a little bit overwhelmed. All new parents are overwhelmed unless you are somebody that has 15 people of some sort helping you do everything the minute you walk in the door. Chances are, that's not you. Chances are you've been in the hospital for however long you've been in. You've had an entire hospital staff taking care of you and your new baby. They've been getting you food, showing you how to feed your baby, everything. And then they sent you home and said, okay, here you go. You walk in the door and all of a sudden, complete overwhelm comes in. Now all of a sudden you have a new baby to take care of, all the responsibilities of food, getting your groceries there, laundry, cleaning, and taking care of whoever else is in your house that you feel responsible for. Yes, all of that is true, and guess what? Now you get very little sleep because you've got to feed that precious new baby every probably couple hours based on the age. If not, still probably at least every 3. So yes, overwhelmed is a very natural, and you're gonna feel that way. All new parents do. So number 1 step is utilize the people around you, your family, your neighbors, anybody who is willing to help you bring food, go grocery shopping, do your laundry, clean your house, anything. Maybe they want to come over and spend some time with the baby so that you can go take even a little nap. Those are all huge things. Maybe they just want to give you a little bit of a break because people know how overwhelmed new parents especially can be. You utilize your people. I remember when I first brought my older son back, we'd probably had him home for 2 nights. He was probably maybe about 4 days old. And I remember waking up at 2 a.m. And I went in and I had already pumped. I had already tried to get as much out as I could. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was sitting there pumping and it had been probably 30, 45 minutes or so. I had 2 ounces. And he was screaming at me. He was still hungry. And I was doing like the red cry. It was horrible. And finally my husband woke up, came over and said, what's going on? And I said, I can't feed my baby. I can't figure this out. And he said, okay, we have formula, right? Some of the little sample things that all the companies send you with the months leading up to the baby. And I said, yes, but I don't really want to use that. I want to use my breast milk. That's what this whole thing is supposed to be about. And he said, right now, until we figure this out, let's do formula. He will be fed. That is the goal. And we got that taken care of. And then I figured out breastfeeding. Also, if you don't know, pumping has power hours to increase your breast supply if you have a problem with that. I also had my mom over one day. And again, it was probably like 1 p.m. in the afternoon and I was breaking down. The baby was finally asleep. And I said, I don't know what's going on. I'm frustrated, I'm overwhelmed, I don't have any sleep. And she said, when's the last time you've eaten? She said, go upstairs, do what you need to do, and I will figure out something. A couple minutes later, she brings me up a plate of nachos that she found the ingredients for. And she said, here, you need food. You need to remember that you need to eat too. 10 minutes later, I was a whole new person. I could handle what was going on. So like I said, use your people, use your neighbors, utilize everybody that you can. If somebody asks you to bring you something, the answer is always yes. Number 2, utilize your doctor. Doctors get paid a lot of money to do, well, their job, to answer your questions, to tell you what's wrong. And I felt so stupid so many times calling my doctor, I'm thinking they don't have time for this. They don't want to answer this. Guess what? That's what you pay them for. So yes, call your doctor, even if it's stupid, no matter what. What are they going to do? Say, call us back later? Okay. Call your doctor if you think something's wrong. Or you can always get a newborn book. There are so many books out there to help you with any questions that you may have through the first year of life and probably beyond that. I had a book from my Kindle that just had all the different little issues that you may need, and I had probably 70% read of it. And because I would just look up to the index and pull up whatever I needed. So utilize your doctor, utilize books, utilize what you need to. I remember my son was probably about a week and a half old. My husband was leaving to go on a business trip, and we were both irritated. Also, babies feed off being irritated. But he called. No, he didn't call. We were both irritated. And the baby starts crying, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he is sick. My baby is sick. And so he walks out the door, and I was frustrated. And so I called the doctor, and I said, oh my gosh, what's wrong with him? I don't know what's wrong. He's doing this, he's doing this. And so we went through the symptoms, and they said, okay, maybe he's hungry. If this escalates or get worse, or he has a temperature within a couple hours, give us a call back and we'll revisit the issue. I fed him, I calmed down, and he was fine. But I felt so stupid for that, and I shouldn't have. They get so many calls from new moms, it's ridiculous. And trust me, it won't be the first time. Number 3, recognize this as you're learning. When you go to do a new class or something, usually you're well aware that you're going to take it and you're thinking about it, but you don't know anything about the subject. You don't know until you start learning, until you get to the class. Well, guess what? This is a new class, also known as a new stage of life. But think of it as your learning opportunity. It's a very steep learning curve, and everybody figures it out as they go. Unfortunately, there is no manual for this one, but you figure it out as you go. There are so many people out there to help you do all of this, but you have to give yourself a little bit of a break and a little bit of grace and realize you're learning as you go. And with each new phase, which usually is probably about every 2 or 3 weeks, each new phase, you'll get better, you'll understand, and you'll have more confidence. So just think of it as a learning opportunity and you'll be just fine. So what were my 3 steps for getting through? 1, utilize your tribe. 2, utilize your doctor and maybe some books on the side. And 3, give yourself some grace and think about this as a new learning opportunity. As you've been learning your whole life, this is just a new stage.